everyone, namaste. I'm Jill Loftis of Nuit Astrology, and today we're going to talk about the planet Neptune. Now, I've been doing this series on just one short video on each planet, so you can just kind of begin to understand what the energy is about. Now, keep in mind that Neptune is one of the transpersonal planets, one of the planets that is beyond the sight of an average human being, right? They are planets that can only be seen through technical or mechanical means, right? And so this gives their energy a little bit more force because it's almost like an invisible force, right? We can follow the moon and see how she moves the tides, and we can follow even Venus and notice how it's different when we can see her as the morning star versus the evening star. But with these planets that are so far out, that move so slowly, it's a little harder to tap into them. And I think none of them are harder to really kind of wrap the mind around than Neptune. Now, Neptune moves very slowly. It takes 144 years for it to make one orbit around the Earth. And so when you look at your chart, you got to realize that Neptune's never going to go all the way around, right? It's only very long-lived things like, countries and companies and things that live that long that would ever have a Neptune return. But Neptune does spend a significant portion of time in each sign. And due to the retrograde cycle, it really hangs out in a sign for quite a long time. Now, Neptune represents inspiration. Neptune represents spirituality. It's the watery depths, as you might say. And it is very much a sign that has to do with illusion, with glamour, with things that are kind of polished up and made to look better than they might. In the same way that it could also represent things that don't look that good and yet have wonderful secret powers or are worth much more than they might from their immediate appearance. Neptune rules the media because the media tends to polish things up, right? And it represents this idea, it's just, influencers, right? Very much a Neptunian concept. And I have to say, it also tends to rule things that obscure. So Neptune is like fog. I always say Neptune is like a fog machine pumping through some part of your chart. And you're kind of like trying to figure out what that shape means, and is that coiled up thing in the corner? Is it a snake or is it a hose, right? It's where we can kind of lose our way. And it's a place where when we're experiencing the Neptunian influence, that we have to let go of those things that we've normally relied on, the tactile, the physical, the senses, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, and we have to tap in deeper to the deeper part of ourselves that has that more inner knowing, the more intuitive, the more clairsentient or clairaudient or any of the clairs, right? The ways that we tap in. Now, I like to think of Neptune, if you're a Harry Potter fan, I love Harry Potter. And there's a wonderful part in the very last movie where Harry gets blasted, Voldemort and Harry blast each other, and Harry ends up in this white train station with Dumbledore. And they have this kind of extended conversation. And it's kind of symbolic of him going, deciding whether he's going to go on to the next realm and die or whether he's going to stay in his body and live. And so he has an extended conversation. At the end of it, he says, and I am going to paraphrase it, I'm not quite getting it right, but it's something like, is this really happening or is it just happening in my head? And the answer is, does it matter? Because, for example, I often use the lemon meditation, we'll call it, to help you understand the power of your mind and subconscious thoughts and triggers, right? And the lemon meditation, and my mouth starts to water just thinking about it, it's just this extended guided imagery where you imagine cutting a lemon, smelling a lemon, squeezing a lemon onto the tongue, and then feeling that really sour taste and tasting that sour taste. Your mind can create that image, and it has an actual physical impact on your body. In the same way, Neptunian experiences can also do that. I think, Neptune is currently in the sign of Pisces, which it rules. It's the modern ruler of Pisces. The ancient ruler is Jupiter. But think about Jupiter and its boundless, borderless bigness, right? And now you have Neptune with even more borderlessness, with even more expansiveness, with more nebulousness. And that is turned into, that can be turned into a complete obliteration of the self, or an understanding of the self, or an understanding of what the physical universe requires, right? Some people go so deeply into their spirituality. It's like the Buddha, right? Went so deeply into the spiritual world that he almost died, right? He almost lost track of the physical body because he didn't eat. He didn't play by the rules of this realm. And, you can go to extremes with Neptune. You can go too far the other way, right? And too far into the body, into the indulgences. Or what often people do is block with Neptune energy. I mean, Neptune is drugs, alcohol, any kind of addictive behavior, whether you're addicted to your workout or you're addicted to your Netflix, whatever it is that's kind of like blocking out the rest of reality, that is very Neptunian. And so it is a question of whether you're indulging in the positive, high vibrational energy of Neptune, which is inspiration, spirituality, creativity, art, music, just the vast possibility once the edges are erased, versus taking the lower vibrational of it and erasing all the edges and falling off of one of them. So I hope this was useful and helpful. Stay tuned for the rest of the planets and take a look. I've already recorded several on Saturn, Jupiter, Venus. I'm not sure what else, but anyways, I hope that was useful and helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.